Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado. And McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Welcome to 0 to 60. Happy Monday, everybody out there. We have a lot to talk about here today. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Mike Sanford, head coach at Valor, intern coach at CU, longtime college football coach, and a great friend, joins the show at 1:45 to talk about the go-go offense. Coach Marion joining the Colorado staff and whatnot. I've been on the phone all morning with Marion. So things are good, man. I'm really excited about this cat and him being in Boulder. So we have a lot to talk about, Bailey. Let's roll. Goddamn.
Let's roll. Matt, that's exciting news. I didn't know that. And if you guys are watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage, brought to you by the Believe Network and FanDuel. Matt, how you doing on this fine Monday? We got a lot to talk about today.
Well, you know. Another day. Good.
Definitely. Well, we're going to dive into all things Brennan Marion, Shedeur Sanders, and etc. But we're going to open it up with your Jets. They officially missed the playoffs for the 15th straight year. What do you? We're going to throw it out. Start it off differently. What are your thoughts on this with your New York Jets after they lose to the Dolphins and Tua?
Look, man, I gave up hope a long time ago, so I don't ever think we're going to win anything, ever. Mm-hmm. They'll draft the quarterback and fuck it up, and then he'll go somewhere else and ball. Of course, Sam Darnold, son of a bitch. Or they'll waste a second pick on a guy who spends more time, swinging around the fucking elder clubs. Banging moms.
The Mormon MILF hunter. Yep.
The Manhattan MILF hunter, the Miami MILF hunter, the Mile High MILF hunter. He just keeps going places and MILF hunting. Is he still in the league? Good for him. There you go. In Miami, slanging that Mormon meat.
Yeah, I believe he's actually married or engaged or something. So that's congratulations to him, Matt. I know how you feel about that.
That's gonna stop him. Come on. He went to BYU. They got 12 wives, don't they? That's a thing. That is a thing. I know that's a thing. I'm not a Mormon, but that's a thing. Is that not a thing? That makes me a bad guy. I'm not the one with 12 wives. I couldn't handle fucking wife. That's why I got a girlfriend now. So I don't know how you handle 12 of them. Jesus God. Fucking those guys got stressed. Yeah, man, the Jets are terrible. They're going to remain terrible. Their quarterback play is it's laughably bad. I mean, they could go find a fucking kid in New Jersey playing high school football to play better than this. There's got to be someone better on the fucking free agent market than these three bums. I mean, Tyrod's washed. He needs to retire. Justin Fields needs to fucking move to like H-back or something, or cover kickoffs or some shit. You can't play quarterback anymore. And then Cook needs to go be a cook. That was awful. So is there anybody else? Is there anyone else that we can get to play quarterback? They'll probably end up like drafting Bill Nye, the science guy that just won for Indiana on Saturday. Fucking Mendoza. That guy's the biggest nerd I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? He can play some quarterback. Ball. He can play some ball. So maybe drafting that nerdy motherfucker will turn the tide or something. I don't know. I don't really see a lot of quality quarterback depth in this draft, and they're at the top of it again. So I'm sure we'll pick like a pass rusher, a corner, like we'll get like some really dope receiver that has like 40 catches because we can't throw the ball down the field. The Jets are a joke. Thanks for bringing it up, Dick.
Let's move forward. I just had to start off talking about one of your teams. Can't wait to talk about the Broncos and the Dolphins later on. But, Matt, let's dive into it. Brennan Marion, hired by Colorado, and Coach Prime. This is a massive, massive hire for Colorado. He takes over as their offensive coordinator, leading Sac State, a head coaching job down there. Matt, Coach Prime said, we brought in a man that has shown he's creative, innovative, knowledgeable, smart, and understands today's players. He's made a difference on the field and off everywhere he's been. And Brennan Marion said, humbled to be sought out by the best to ever do it in football, Coach Prime. He said, it's my mission to make sure we put a great product on the field that the entire CU family can be proud of. Go Buffs. Matt, I believe you've had some interactions with Brennan Marion here in the last 24 hours. What are your takeaways and thoughts on this hire? And I mean, I think this is massive news for the future of CU. Break it down.
Yeah, I mean, he's been active since his days assistant coaching all over the UNLV, and he was instrumental in getting Kalen Ballage, who was an NFL running back, played at Arizona State. So he's got ties, and he's well respected. What I love about him is he's a worker. He's not afraid to respond. Excuse me. He's not afraid to, ask, hey, you got any good players? Like he's already on it. Mm-hmm. I've had more conversation with him in the last 2 days than I have with the recruiting staff in the last 3 years. So
wow.
I think they made a home run hire. And, if this is the kind of guy that you keep happy and warm under the wing of the dragon until the dragon wants to retire, and then you pass it off to this kind of guy. So
that's my next question. Is he do you think?
Yeah, I think he's got to be. If this works, I don't see how it doesn't work out like that. I think
I agree.
Like to hear him come out and say we've got to put a stranglehold on Colorado recruiting, and now he's already responding to me. Because right when I heard that, I immediately went after. I was like, okay, I heard it now. Now prove it. You know me. Hopefully. He's not afraid of the aggression. He wants to harness it, which is what the fuck I'm looking for, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly how I operate. So, I think that this guy's going to do a great job. I think this is a home run hire by Prime. This cat's going to do everything Coach Prime doesn't want to do. Does that make sense?
Definitely makes sense.
I'm not talking shit. I'm saying Coach Prime was watching his kid play this weekend, as he should, and Shedeur balled the fuck out, and we're going to talk about that in a second. If you still don't think that kid can play, you're a fucking moron. Yeah. Moron. Just a fucking idiot. And I'm mad I couldn't be on JB's show this morning, but Friday's coming. Mm-hmm. I think this is the kind of hire that also lights a fire under all the other coaches' asses, because they're going to see what he's, how hard this young cat's going to work at the job. So this is a huge opportunity for Marion. I think it's a home run hire. Now, who's he bringing with him? What offensive coaches are going to stay? Does he want 3 offensive line coaches? How does he want to shape the roster and the transfer portal offensively? What are they going to do on defense? Are they going to make any changes other than this? Is this the only change? I'm eager to see what else happens, because the clock is a ticking. So
no doubt. Do you know? So you've spoken with him. Does he have autonomy to make those kind of decisions on this offensive staff?
I wasn't asking those questions, but I'm assuming as an offensive coordinator getting this job and walking away from a head coaching position that he would have certain say. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like
I'm sure that if he wants to bring somebody in, he doesn't necessarily need to ask permission.
For sure. And now he's a JUCO product, got it out the mud. He's really worked his way up, coming up all the way from UNLV now to Sac State here, going way back because obviously you mentioned as well. You mentioned he's trying to put a stranglehold in Colorado in-state recruiting. What does that mean for the future of CU? And then now he's got to compete against Jim Mora over at CSU, the Sheep, Fort Collins. So that's
hold on. When Colorado takes the state seriously, there is no competition. No one actually gets courted by a good CU program, which I don't know if this is a good program or not.
Fair.
They're 16-21. The one that's 4-8, 9-4, and a Heisman, 3-9. So next year tells me if we're shitty or if we're average and getting better. You know what I'm saying? We can build on a good season and not plummet again. That'd be a big if. So I'm just saying, when you're recruiting kids in Colorado and you say, okay, you want to go play for Colorado or do you want to go play for Colorado State? In the past, it hasn't been even because of the conferences. I don't think it's still even. The new Pac-12 is not what the Big 12 is. So I still think CSU has a big-time uphill battle then if CU wants to honor the state. If this is real, which I believe it is, then we'll see. I mean, now it's put up or shut up. So if he walks in and says, recruiting staff, we need to do a better job on this shit, then I'm sure they're going to listen. I can't imagine that he would have no authority in that regard.
Well, that makes sense, Matt. I just think this is an exciting hire for the future of CU. I'm curious to see. I mean, he's already flipping several Sac State commits coming to Colorado here. That's kind of exciting for the CU front.
You want to know what I'm not saying? No big guys.
That is a one theme I also noticed. These are two.
Like we got like yeah. Not a lot of defensive linemen and not a lot of offensive linemen. Like, look, I understand people think it's harder to recruit high school kids now. West Virginia just brought in 42 three-star athletes. Do they think they're going to now? Do they think they're going to keep all 42 kids? Absolutely not. But you know what? You know what? If they hit on 20 of them, that is an unbelievably productive fucking class. It could be a class that turns around that program.
Facts.
And Rich Rodriguez had it humming once. I don't know why he can't. 25th. So I hope, and stepping back from this and thinking about it, Coach Prime being sick, that doesn't help recruiting any last year in the transfer portal. But he's been there all fall. And he's bringing in a guy who really is aggressive as shit in this regard. So not only is he coaching his ass off, but he wants the players and he's going to go find them, which is awesome. So it's like the exact opposite of Pat. Pat's retired. Pat's going to hang out with his grandkids. This guy's like recruiting Pat's grandkids. So let's be real here. So this has the potential to be a very good hire. Like last year when Oklahoma fired everybody on offense, couldn't find a quarterback, and like, what the fuck are we going to do? And then they went out and got the OC at Washington State, brought him in and his staff and Mateer. Yeah. Now Juju's already here. So and I don't want to hear any of this. Juju's not a run first quarterback. It's not a run first system. It's just an option. Right? The option to run the quarterback is there every play. The option to throw the ball is there every play. The option to run the ball vertically and double team people. That's the difference with this offense and this stretch zone shit that we've been watching. This new offense is like deuce, ace, tray, fuck you, run vertical.
Oh, that.
Smash. They want to run the ball more than throw the ball in this offense. They just take what the defense gives them. So I'm excited about it. It's been a while since we've had any excitement. I'm equally as excited about Coach Prime relinquishing some control here and passing off, not, saying, look, again, the beauty of Coach Prime is how he makes you feel.
Yeah.
Well, how you think you just made Marion feel? You heard it in the press conference. To be recognized by the greatest ever. That's not bullshit. That's real. So, yeah, man. I mean, with new information you have new emotions and opinions and everything. So I'm pretty excited about this. Now I need them to go find like 10 of the nastiest motherfuckers on earth to play defensive and offensive line and pay the shit out of them. We got skill players, dog. We got a quarterback. Jordan Seaton's a good player. I don't think he's going to leave. We need, I think Johnson comes back. He's probably not going to leave, but the interior three are gone. They're all seniors.
Yeah.
And our defensive line, other than Davis Swain, Merritt, and McPherson, those three returning rookies, everybody else on the defensive line can kick motherfucking rocks. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling, please, for the love of God and all things holy, I don't give a fuck if you've got to do 1,000 almond commercials. I don't care how much Aflac stock you got to sell. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Can we go figure out a way to pay the 10 meanest, surliest motherfuckers on earth? 8 of them. I'll take 8. Shit, I'll take 7. All right? Mix 4 defensive linemen with those 3 rookies and give me 3 interior offensive linemen to put around Johnson and fucking Seaton. And let's double team the fuck out of somebody and go goddamn win some football games.
Exactly. Go turn over rocks. Let's go. I mean, I'm Brennan Marion's I've been a massive fan of his for a while. I think this is massive news for the future of Colorado, because I think you don't just leave a head job to go take the OC unless you know, hey, I'm going to establish myself here. I'm the head coach away. I'm going to take this over in the future. And Brennan's he's a JUCO product. He isn't afraid to turn over rocks. Like you mentioned, Matt, he's going to go do the things that Prime wouldn't do. Not faulting Prime for going and visiting Shedeur at all, but he hasn't gone and really visited recruits or made in-person visits. That's something I think Marion will do, and I think that's massive.
He hasn't really.
He hasn't at all. So I'm saying that's massive for the future.
I think that there's a lot of this can be very productive. It's, you know what? Look. I think it would benefit Coach Prime if he went on the road and recruited. I really do. I'm not gonna get off of that, regardless of who he hires. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that's the right play. Now, has it worked in the past? Yeah, it has. Is it working right now? I don't know. I don't know if it's working right now. This transfer portal class, I'm eager to see how much Sacramento State comes to Boulder. Sac State and the Big Sky is not the Big 12. You can't just bring in Sac State's roster and expect to compete in the Big 12. That's fucking insanity. But there are probably 10 guys on that roster that can probably come contribute and know the system and can do a good job. But I'm talking like we need to go steal players. Tampering is legal, people. The same way people are trying to steal Jordan Seaton, and if you don't think that's happening, you're a fucking moron. I'm not saying you should leave, but if you don't think that his representation is listening to, we'll give you $15 million, you're high. So Jesus Christ. So, there's looking at this, I want Colorado to die aggressive. And I feel like we sit back on our haunches a lot. Mm. I don't feel like we're as aggressive as we need to be. We say we are, but then we wait instead of attack. Like, wait for them to come to us. We got them right where we want them. Well, now we're surrounded. And I don't like feeling like Custer, dog. So I think that there's a lot of stuff that still needs to change, but this is a great step in the right direction. I'm interested to see what Sanford says about it at 145, because obviously he's an offensive brain and I'm just a fucking lineman. What do I know? But yeah, man, I think this is a good move.
Me too. I think it's a massive move, and I can't wait to see how the offense looks. Can't wait to break down some of Brennan Marion's go-go offense with you, Matt. I'm sure we will in the offseason, but I'm excited for the future. Certainly glimmer of light for CU. Matt, let's move forward here. And by the way, before we move forward, going back to transfers, etc. I mean, Colorado lost Tion Parks, Noah King, so their secondary is gone. So they're gonna have to they're gonna have to go turn over rocks. in that sense, whether that's in the portal.
Bro, look, and we've already said this on the show multiple times. I would say low bar, they bring in 60 players in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I can't sit here. I love some of the moves, but I love some of the returning players, assuming they all come back. I pretty much would give Merritt anything you wanted. You want us to buy you a house? Buy you a fucking house. Like, what can we do? You need a foot rub? Just don't leave. But 60 players, bro. Like,
it's a daunting number.
Fuck, bro. That's a lot of dudes, man. That's a lot. It's a lot. That's all I'm saying. Like, think about this year. They brought in 38. How many of those guys that they bring in are actually like were contributors and helps that weren't just complete pieces of shit?
You say, like, I don't. What percentage of that would you put on it?
I don't know. I mean, we'd have to go over the list. Could you bring up the list real quick? Let's do this experiment. I love this experiment. 38 assholes that transferred into Denver or Colorado Boulder. How many of them can play? Do.
Let's see here. Let's pull up the 2025.
All right, let's go through this. This is awesome. This is a great exercise.
Gotta make sure I note players.
Let me get my trusty pencil.
All right,
my trusty piece of paper. Let's take some notes.
All right,
38.
All right, so
Salter. No, fuck him.
Kalen Taylor.
He was a good player. He was a good player, but hurt.
Simeon Price. I thought he contributed.
He was a good player, but hurt.
Fucking ball more.
He was good when they gave him the ball 3 times.
Yeah. Sincere Brown, Hakeem Williams.
He was good. Hakeem Williams could be good.
Joseph Williams, also.
He's a good player. Jack
Hestera, who I don't think really played much, but
nope.
He applied. I thought he could have been a contributor. Zy Chrysler, starter. Oh boy, Andre Royer Jr. Even
that
52,
kid, bro. Ugh. He started a game.
Yeah, that didn't go great.
It's great. He's a starter for us all year. The offensive line was actually pretty good this year.
Aki Ogunbayi. I'll butcher that last name, my bad.
Nope. Don't know who
Larry
that is.
Johnson III.
Good player.
Mana Tamani.
All right, I get the point. We're just listing the fucking Vietnam right now.
Matt, let's dive into Shedeur. So we gotta move forward. So, man, over the weekend, a lot of NFL went down here, but Shedeur Sanders versus Cam Ward went down. Shedeur became the first Browns quarterback with 300 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. First Browns quarterback to do that since 1950. Kevin Stefanski today named Shedeur starter for the rest of the season, Matt. And if I were the Browns, I would build around Shedeur Sanders for the future. I think you've established and found your franchise guy if you hadn't already before. But Matt, what are your biggest takeaways from Shedeur's performance against the Titans in the snow? I thought this was actually a pretty damn good game, but again, one of the most baffling play calls, the 2-point conversion. You run Wildcat, you take Shedeur out, and you run this shit, and it goes completely horrible, and you lose the game. So, Kevin Stefanski, I don't know what the hell you're doing there, but Shedeur, I thought, had a hell of a performance, man, starting to put the pieces together and looking comfortable as a quarterback in the NFL. Matt, what are your takeaways from Shedeur's performance?
That if they would have played him since week 1, they'd probably be winning the division because the division sucks.
Wow. Okay.
Come on, dog. I know he's played 3 shit teams. You play who you play. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he was down. Okay, so I rewatched the game because I watched Red Zone, and I was at work until like 2 on Sunday, so I didn't really see a lot of it. So I rewatched it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're down fucking 31-17 with 6 minutes to go. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck this. And he just puts him on his back. He scores a rushing touchdown. He throws another one. He's got major fucking rapport with his tight ends. He's even like making Jerry Turd Judy look good, who's the biggest piece of shit in the entire NFL. I mean, just he sucks. Fuck that guy. He's a chump. Remember we talked about this, chumps and bitches. He's a chump. I love the way he played. I don't give a fuck who he's playing against. I think that's a weak. He outplayed the number 1 pick in the draft. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
He lost the game because Stefanski. Well, they lost the game because they fucked up a 2-point conversion and he dropped the ball. And then Stefanski got cold feet and said, "Well, we can't do that again," and decided to run Wildcat on a 2-point conversion, which is ridiculously stupid because it. I wonder what we're going to do when we run Wildcat. So.
Yeah.
Look, this was a really encouraging performance. If you're in Cleveland, you got a quarterback. We all knew he could play. He's not a fifth round pick. Like there's the New York Jets. Good job. Way to just let this guy fall through your fingers.
Yeah.
The Raiders, you dumb motherfuckers. Way to let this guy fall right through your fingers. Everybody that passed on him, including the Browns 5 times, you're all fucking morons. You're morons. You let fucking jewelry and ego and a fucking shitty rap song get in the way of drafting a fucking franchise quarterback. And now he's stuck in Cleveland, where he could be the baddest motherfucker alive and go 6-11.
Man, you know, like
so let's just pray to God that they can fucking figure out a way to build around this cat, and then Myles Garrett might actually win a fucking game one day, because that motherfucker is ridiculous.
Period. And I don't
know who else is ridiculous? Jeffrey Simmons. Holy fucking Christ.
Jeffrey Simmons can play.
Holy shit.
Dude,
please, Broncos. Jeffrey Simmons would look real good next to Zach Allen. Yes.
Don't trade Jeffrey
Simmons. Trade him to Denver.
Don't trade him.
He is fucking ridiculous, dog. He was beating the shit out of people yesterday.
Dude, yeah, he was balling. Look,
bro, did you see the play when he was lined up as a tilt and they tried to reach him one-on-one with the center, and the center was like, he went whop and drove him 3 yards back, threw him on his fucking head, and just ate the fucking running back. I was like, holy God. It's crazy.
No, I don't want the Broncos to go trade for Jeffrey Simmons.
You're right. You know what? In the chat, the Titans don't have a whole lot of good players. They don't. But you know what they do? They play hard as fuck.
Facts.
That game was 3-9 against 1-11, and they were beating the shit out of each other, and it went back and forth. And it was maybe the best game of the day with the 2 shittiest teams. So I don't want to fucking hear all this. Oh, well, they play shitty teams. Everybody in the NFL is good. You're 1-11, you're still pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it. I get it. The Titans defense isn't great. The Browns defense is legit. People are pointing that, Shedeur, Cam Moore. I don't care. I think Shedeur has established himself. The Browns got to build around this. I don't care if
just think about this. He gets the rest of the season, right? He gets the rest of the season. That's 4 games. Regardless if they go 1-3 or 3-1, who gives a fuck? He just keeps getting better. And then you get the entire offseason. And guess what? They have a ton of cap space. And players probably want to come play with Shedeur.
Some cap space. They have Captain Rub and Tug, but besides that, they have.
Well, they can get rid of. They can get a rub. They can figure out a way to get rid of Rub and Tug.
It's like a massive difference.
Somebody will give you a 5th round pick for that fucking rapist.
Yeah. Let's hope they keep riding.
So the Vikings would take hold Rub and Tug right now.
J.J. McCarthy actually played well this weekend, Matt. The Vikings.
Well, that's a good point. Okay, the Giants then. Nope, they got Dart. The Jets. Fuck it. Just trade Rub and Tug to the Jets. Let's complete the fucking trifecta.
That'll be perfect. Woody Johnson, and it'll all work out for your Jets.
Bro, that's the most depressing thing I think I've ever said in my life. If that motherfucker becomes the quarterback of the Jets, I just give up. I quit. Can I stop being a fan at that point?
I mean, you can stop being a fan. I mean, I'm still going to bring them up because you play for the team, and so because of that, that's like a pillar of. That's a pillar. They're one of our pillars on 0 to 60. The Denver Broncos, the Jets, even the Dolphins is one of our pillars.
The Dolphins can. I
know how much you hate the Dolphins. We still talk about.
They can shampoo my crotch.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you got a chance to catch this game.
I saw them beat the Jets. I know.
There's a scenario where the Dolphins get in the playoffs.
The Dolphins ain't made old fucking left hand and fucking super nerd are not making the playoffs. Okay,
I agree. I'm just saying there is a scenario which is crazy to me. I don't know.
Next question.
College football playoff rankings.
Awesome.
Let's talk about this here before we take a break and get our guy Coach Sanford on. Matt, what are your takeaways from the college football playoff rankings? Biggest takeaways. Well, first off, Texas Tech demolished BYU like I predicted. I don't know if you predicted that. Bama got woodshedded by Georgia for the most part, and nothing really changed from that. Tulane, JMU got in like we expected, and now we're going to have a big argument about this. But Miami jumped. Notre Dame takes over at the 10th spot and faces Texas A&M, who, by the way, Trey Zune has
Did you see this?
Comments. Yeah, Trey Zune, Texas A&M lineman. He came out and he basically said,
do you have it?
Learned about Ruben Bain. Take a listen, folks.
Listen to this.
Bain was like top pick, potentially.
I haven't had the time to watch any film yet since it just got announced, but, I don't think he'll be a threat that we need to worry about too much. We have great players. We got a great offensive line, so we'll be able to handle him.
It's Trey Zune. You better be ready to go. Woo!
Fuck that shit, 6-0. So obviously I support my guy, and it makes me really, really, really fucking nervous because that motherfucker Baines is a monster.
Ruben Bain can play.
Yeah, he is not fucking around. So, but neither is Trey Zune.
Facts.
But let's be real. Trey Zune is no bitch, and he's not fucking around, and they got to go to A&M. And I think that's going to be, honestly, the Oklahoma-Alabama game is going to be incredible because that's a fucking rematch, and it could be in the snow in Norman, like Alabama. Have fun in that.
Yeah.
And then, Miami at A&M, awesome game. Tulane at Ole Miss is a fucking farce, and I'm not watching it. You might as well.
I'm watching it.
Have fun watching them beat them 48-10 this time.
Upset. You don't think there's any upset alert there?
No. There's not a shot in hell Tulane wins this game. They're gonna get fucking rolled.
We'll see.
Even Sean King, who last week said, everything's going to be great unless we end up at Ole Miss again, and bam, we're at Ole Miss again. He joins the show tomorrow, correct?
Exactly. Sean
King he's coming up tomorrow to explain to me why the fuck Tulane is in the playoff.
No, we're going to argue with you because
good. You are going to argue with me.
No. Remember, he called you out. He said,
I know he called me out. That's fine. But now you get to fucking green wave your ass to fucking and the Confederates get to fucking stick a goddamn fork in you. And then also, James Madison, have fun at Oxon. I mean, fuck you, college football playoff. I'm sorry, but this whole, blue ribbon, everybody gets to go, this is the fucking 68-team NCAA basketball tournament, is fucking wearing me out. Boise went undefeated last year. Okay, they were ranked 4th in the country. They deserve to be in. James Madison, I'm not saying James Madison and Tulane don't deserve to be in. They probably do. They won their conferences. They're highest ranked. That's your stupid fucking rule. But I'd much rather see fucking Notre Dame go to Oregon and fucking BYU go to Ole Miss or Vanderbilt go to fucking Oregon and fucking Notre Dame go to Ole Miss. Those are two quality ass fucking football teams that got left out. And you know what, Notre Dame? Get fucked with your smug ass. You want to cry and whine like you got left out? Beat Texas A&M and beat Miami, or beat one of the two, and you're in. Both of them are in. They both beat you. So, or maybe, hey, get with the times and join a fucking conference, you smug bastards. And then you have one more game to win that probably gets you in. Well, if they play in a conference title game and win that game over a ranked opponent, I bet you they get in. The fact that they didn't play didn't help them.
I agree with you, man.
I'm not trying to hate on small town James Madison. Oregon's going to beat James Madison and Oxon, I'd say around 49-10. Maybe worse. And James Madison's pretty good. And I bet you Ole Miss beats Tulane in Oxford, even without a fucking coaching staff, by 4 touchdowns. Easy.
I think that one's going to be a lot closer, but we'll see.
I think Tulane's going to shit all over themselves just like they did the first time. Now, the rest of the playoff bracket, I got no problems with. I think Alabama deserves to get in. You shouldn't get penalized for they beat Georgia in Athens. and then lost to them in Atlanta. Like,
Yeah.
the win in Athens is more impressive to me than the neutral site win in Atlanta in the second time. So, yeah, that Oklahoma-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa was wild, and Oklahoma won, and that's probably why they're in the playoff, honestly. So for them to be able to host Alabama, that's going to be a great game. A&M, College Station is going to be fucking rocking, and Trey Zoon just threw a goddamn gas can on the fucking game big time. So we're going to find out if – look, I think Trey Zoon's a first-round offensive lineman, and we're going to find out first round of the playoffs. Because if he can go block those two freaks consistently and shut them down, and A&M wins that game, because that's going to be the upset pick. That's going to be Miami's going to go into Aggieville and beat A&M. People are going to pick that game. So, especially with this fire being started by one of the Dungeon Family guys talking shit.
Right.
What a fucking shocker. So, yeah, man, now it's put up or shut up time in Aggieville. And what Indiana did, beating Ohio State, is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It gives me hope that CU can figure this out, because I still think that CU can pull a Texas Tech. We just don't have the oil money. Texas Tech is fucking real. Now, look.
They're legit, man.
I think Texas Tech, people don't get it. I've watched a ton of their games. I've watched the Big 12 title game. They just suffocated BYU.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas Tech can, defense travels. And they're going to get Oregon in the whatever bowl game they're at, the fucking Orange Bowl or some shit.
One of them, I can't fucking remember. Sugar Bowl.
But this is the other thing about the playoff. Shouldn't those 4 teams all get home playoff games? Why do you not get a home playoff game if you're the number 1 seed? I don't want to go play at the fucking Rose Bowl. I want to play in Bloomington.
The only answer I would have to that is money, Matt. I probably agree with you, and I think a home playoff game.
Well, shouldn't these other 4 asshole games be played at the fucking neutral sites, and then you go play a home game? Yes, that's the way it should be.
Yes, but then if they did that, they would take out the significance of the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and then it'd be like, oh, it's not about money anymore.
The significance of those games
that's my logic. I don't know.
The significance is already gone. The bowl thing needs to go away.
Well,
and it is. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a Tiffany fuck if people playing bowl games anymore.
Yes, let's answer this before we take a break and get Coach Sanford on. Bowl game opt-out. So obviously Notre Dame opted out of their bowl game, said hell no. Then you got shit, man. The Big 12 fined Iowa State, Kansas State for opting out of their bowl games, Matt. But this goes far further than that, as you probably know. 5 to 7, like a multitude of 5 and 7 teams declined bowl game invites because the 6-win teams they ran out of teams. Essentially, the list includes Florida State, Auburn, UCF, Baylor, Rutgers, Temple, Kansas. They eventually solved this issue by eventually agreeing Appalachian State versus Georgia Southern.
They are going to go.
So there you go. What do you have to say about this? You just mentioned you don't care whether they play in bowl games or not. JB is opposed to this and has
look.
John Salisbury agrees with you, though. What are your thoughts?
As a player, I want to play games.
Yeah.
I feel for the guys who aren't going to play in the NFL, that sucks. You don't get another game. That sucks. Probably didn't know that the last game was your last game. Mm-hmm. But, bro, I'm going to watch the bowl games. They'll be cool. There'll be guys playing you don't know about because a lot of guys are going to opt out. And that's just the way it is. The NCAA did this to themselves. The bowl games used to mean something, and now I'm not saying they don't. Do I want CU to win a bowl game for the first time since I was a senior? Fucking A, I do. But I'd much rather than win a playoff game. So it's all about the playoffs now. When it goes to 16 teams or 20 teams, the way it's going, the bowl games are going to be even less important. So I don't know. Maybe they can do a not invited tournament too. And then everybody can keep playing.
Yeah, not NIT, college football edition. I just think they're going to keep expanding it, and then we're going to have the same conversation every year. What are they going to do? They're really going to say conference championships don't matter, and then this is just going to really become fuck it. I don't see them.
I mean, conference championships definitely mattered. It flipped the bracket. I mean, 1 and 2 changed, so I'm not saying they don't matter.
But people
I'm saying in a perfect world, you know what? The fact that Duke would be a better fucking game than James Madison. Duke would beat James Madison. Duke would fucking hammer Tulane. So what Duke should fucking be in over those two teams, even though they're not ranked higher. I don't give a fuck about the rankings.
Yeah.
That's someone's opinion. Like Duke won a major conference and they don't get to go. That sucks. Especially if it was Notre Dame and Utah or Notre Dame and BYU, I'd be like, okay, Duke, that sucks for you. But it's James Madison and Tulane, bro. You're telling me winning the Sun Belt is more impressive than winning the ACC? You got to miss me with that shit.
Yeah.
Just because Duke decided to play a hard non-conference schedule. And they lost to ranked Illinois, and they lost to who else? They lost another ranked non-conference. They lost to 2 ranked non-conference teams, and now if they would have played 2 cupcakes, they'd be 10 wins and in the playoff. So now your question is, if you're an athletic director, why would I ever want to schedule a non-conference game that's worth anything?
If the ACC's conference rule, like seeding rules, were like the Big Ten, where it's just seeded, this wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't, because Miami would be in the championship, wouldn't they?
Duke lost to Tulane. Well, fuck you guys. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Tulane did beat Duke.
Well, they didn't lose to James Madison.
That's why I'm like Tulane has.
Tulane's not beating Old Miss, everyone, but good talk.
Well, I think it's gonna be a hell of a game, Matt. Certainly a rematch. On the other side, we're gonna have Valor Christian head coach Mike Sanford Jr., former Colorado interim head coach, joining the show to break down Brennan Marion taking over as Colorado's offensive coordinator, Shedeur Sanders' performance, and so much more. If you're watching, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family today here at 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We'll see you in 2 minutes, folks. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back. Appreciate you guys tuning in here on this fine Monday. If you're watching, pound that like button. We got a hell of a show planned for you in this second half. We got a special guest in the building here. We got a lot to talk about. Former Colorado interim head coach, our main man, head coach, Valor Christian High School. Our main man, Mike Sanford Jr. joins the show. Coach, how you doing? Happy Monday. Thank you for joining.
What's good? How we doing, Savage fam? We doing good, man? How's life out in California, man?
Beard's looking good, dog.
It's coming in, huh?
Looking good. I like you almost got a little lineman-esque beard going there. I like it. I dig it. All right. What's happening, bro? How's life?
It's good, man. It's good. Just Another day of I just trying to take the right next step with the crew here. Did some watched the state championship games in Colorado this weekend, and I went on a rant today on Altitude Sports Radio. Just 30 plus Division I FBS signees in the 2026 class. Only one signed with an in-state school, to my knowledge. Right? I think it's Atticus Tillman. Believe it or not, ends up being the only signee. I think he ended up signing with CSU, and that was it. And that was something that predated Jim Mora getting hired, but they honored his commitment. Good player too, out of Arvada West. But yeah, just one. It's not enough. I mean, it's the bottom line. Like, and I keep hearing this narrative, and I'm sick and tired of it. Is that people here want to leave Colorado? That's not the case.
It's not true.
It's not the case. It's just that in any state, whether it was me when I was a head coach of Western Kentucky, you can't take your backyard for granted and just say, you know what, if they want to come, they'll just beg me to come. These kids don't know if you want them if you never tell them that you want them. And that's that's the number one thing that I feel right now. It's like, like Jim Mora, like I'm excited about the Jim Mora hire. Why was he not front and center at the state championship game? He was there on Saturday he was there at the CSU basketball game. He should be everywhere at the 3A, 4A, 5A state championship right there.
He wasn't at the title game at his own building?
I mean, nobody saw him. I mean, so
yeah,
everybody wants to get on. Everyone wants to get on freaking Deion's head, and I get it. Everybody wants to get on. Like I work hard to try to get like Joey Bartolone's an awesome dude, man. I love Coach Brett Bartolone. I had a Joey Bartolone's buddy back in the day, but Brett Bartolone's a great dude. I begged him to come out here. He came out here and he watched 2 hours of practice, and it was awesome in the spring. It was great. And so I want kids to go to the place that I love, that I coached at. I want kids to go to CSU if they have the opportunity to do that. But like it's a two-way street, man. Like it has to start happening
100%.
because like down the stretch, we end up getting like in back-to-back games. I personally coached against Legend has their quarterback ends up going to a Big Ten school, and Bob Chesney, he knows what the hell he's doing. He goes to UCLA. You also have Riken Banks going up to Wyoming, and then we played Cherry the next week, Cherry Creek, and they have 10 guys that sign under. And how many of those kids went anywhere in state? No, not one. And they're going to real places. They're going to real places. Nothing is fictitious. Like the Dakota Ridge linebacker, that kid could play in this state. I know that he could play. I mean, there are players here that can, and not to mention all your guys that went to, Oklahoma and USC times a couple. I mean, it's crazy to me. That's the thing that I'm a little hot and bothered by right now. And I wouldn't be saying that if there were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total players from the state that signed.
There's like 50.
30.
Yeah. And there's a lot more too. And there's young ones that they don't even recruit. And that's just the seniors. So look, Coach Sanford, I always say that the three biggest, assets Coach Prime could have in the state are all allies. You're at Valor.
Yep.
Dave's at Creek, and he's got me at 6-0. Like those are the three main hubs. You want to go find some players. Those are three places where you can walk in and throw a rock and you're going to hit a Division I player. And I'm not saying they don't, because Dre's been to 6-0 once. Wide receiver coach came to CU. I'm not saying they're not recruiting, but the numbers tell me they're not. Now, this morning alone, I've been on the phone with Marion, and his first thing is, how do we corral the state? We got to keep these guys home. Do you believe that when you hear it from an offensive coordinator instead of the head coach? You were in both positions. You were the offensive coordinator, and then you were the head coach.
Right,
so,
right.
I choose to believe it because I can't not believe it, because if I keep going down the other road, we're never going to send a guy to Boulder again, and my head's going to explode.
Right. I mean, so Brennan Marion, first off, it's great that he picked up the phone and called you. That's a great first step, in my opinion. One thing I know about Brennan Marion, I actually remember him from way back when. I think he was at a clinic I spoke at in the East Coast. He was there. He was at either William and Mary or maybe a high school coach on the East Coast. He will work at recruiting. He will hustle at recruiting. Now, by hook or by crook, it's a good thing for Colorado. Now, here's the deal: is if there's any fear whatsoever that like he's going to become too big of a figure because he's hustling so much, then you have a problem on your hands. I hope that's not the case, nor do I believe that's the case. But he is a lot, right? You talk to him, he's a lot. He
definitely is on top of his shit.
Yeah, he's a big brand. He is, and he's cognizant about a brand as well. I didn't name an offense. You know, I don't have a chain with the name of my offense on. So he knows what he's doing as it relates to building a brand. And the question is, where all can he be, and how much is he going to be doing? How much is he going to be allowed to do, both, local recruiting, national recruiting, quarterback recruiting, O-line recruiting? Because that's not all going to be saved by one human, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. That's a complete comprehensive effort. I mean, you remember, as bad as we were in 2022, we had a staff of guys on the offense side of the ball that want, like myself, Kyle Devan, Clay Patterson, Darian Hagan, like we wanted to collaboratively work together to get at least the best that we could at the time. Was it good enough in time? No, it wasn't. I get that. But we had collaborated. We wanted to work diligently, and we ended up, we got some really good, I thought 2022, we got some really good players.
Like the 1-11 team, although it was flawed, if you look back at it, Casey Roddick went and played for an undefeated Florida State team, and Jake Wiley went and started 25 more games in college, and Austin Johnson went and started for Purdue, and now he's your offensive line coach. Jordan Tyson's a first rounder. Devin Grant is eating people alive and going to the NFL. And that's just the guys off the top of my head. So there's
not to mention Nico Reed, who's starting in the NFL football game.
There you go. So look, okay. Offensive coordinator, big brain quarterback. Tell us about the go-go, bro. What are we about to experience?
Well, the best news about the go-go offense is that it's twofold. And I felt this way with Sean Lewis. And just so everybody knows, I personally think very highly of Sean Lewis. I've competed against him. I have no friendship with him. I've never been around him, but I respect him. I coached against him when he was the head coach at Kent State. I was at Utah State with Jordan Love, who will be here this week, playing against the Broncos. And I was impressed with the culture and the desire with a kind of a sexy offense to be able to run the football. And that's what you're going to get with Brennan Marion. Now, the go-go offense, make no mistakes about it, probably outside of the year with Jaden Maava, this is a heavy run offense. It's almost a modern nouveau Army, Air Force, Navy out of shotgun with unconventional offset backs and rocket motions, which are quick swing screen, full speed motions for one of the backs. You get into some triple option, you get into some perimeter option. You run inside zone, duo, zone read, and it's a tempo offense. So I'm familiar with that part of it, and obviously I work for Bronco Nation News, which is in Boise, Idaho, and so I've seen UNLV versus Boise State in back-to-back conference championship games. This year, obviously, Brennan Marion's not there, but the 2 years before, he was the play calling coordinator. And if you go back, man, you're going to have to get a war daddy at quarterback that can run. I like Juju. I just don't know if the system fit's going to be there. Now, of course, everybody's going to tell you it is, but Jaden Maava was a runner. Matthew Sluka. You remember Matthew Sluka, the first 4 games at UNLV? Yeah. He's the one who ended up going in the portal.
He said, I want my money now.
He wanted to get paid. Well, then guess who came in? Haj Malik Williams from Campbell University, the Campbell Camels. He comes in and runs for a gazillion yards. You're going to get RPO production. You're going to get a little bit of what I would call, kind of like Mahomesian quarterback play, where you can get second play football out of the quarterback position. A lot of that's going to be because you're going to run play action boots off the run game. Therefore, your quarterback's free to be an athlete to make some of those plays, both in the run game and the pass game. So here's the deal. I like the hire from the standpoint of running the football and the standpoint of being a hustler and recruiting. And that's the two things that I think are really a positive. And it sounds like Robert Livingston's going to be here. Am I right?
I would assume that he's going to
stay. I think that's a good move too. I think that for as bad as this season was on a lot of fronts, I think that's a good move to bring him back, because schematically, I think you're going to have two sides of the football with the defense playing predominant cover one, kind of play 5-man box, load the box, and then you're going to have a plug and play offensive system. So what does that mean? That's what I liked about Sean Lewis. In the world of portal and NIL and transient rosters, I don't know that I would be able to run the system that I want to run in 2025. Even at Valor Christian, I did a lot of offensive. There's a lot of scheme in there. I don't know that you can get that done with guys that are showing up to your campus 5 weeks before you're actually playing in a college football game, learning a system. Whereas I think the go-go offense does have the simplicity. Now, do you know the origin of go-go, where that came from?
I have no idea.
So it's interesting. So I use it structurally. I picked this up in 2014 when I was the offense coordinator at Boise State. So I coached a guy named Eli Drinkwitz. Eli's the head coach at Mizzou. He was my tight end coach back then. So we kind of put together the old school Boise State offense. I was coming from Stanford. So we were running a lot of, I'd call it power, jumbo tight end. We would get into 23 personnel on 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. I mean, we did that. We did that this year. But then what go-go is, that comes from the Gus Malzahn system, which is also very run heavy. And I think Brennan Marion picked this up either at a clinic or being around somebody who came from that same system, is that if you ever are in a formation and you call ball play, so say it's, a shift in a motion and you end up in, say, 3-by-1, Y on the football attached and 2 receivers to the right, essentially it's trio formation. But say you shifted in motion to get to that, you run a play. Okay. The very next play, you could either go, Xerox, which is run the same exact play exactly the same way again. Or you could go, go, and then say signal in a pass concept. So it looks like you're running. So the go means same final formation with a new play or scheme, run or pass. So what you're doing is you're basically marrying up tempo, giving the illusion that you're running the exact same play, but you're actually going to run potentially a new scheme with the go-go. So that's it. That is literally from Gus Malzahn's stuff. It goes way back to Springdale High School in Arkansas in like 2003.
And if you can figure out how to play fast tempo at over a mile high in Folsom, you're going to wear some people out,
especially if it's tempo with the run game, right? That's, to me,
hell yes.
Tempo with the pass game is the air raid, and the air raid's never won a conference championship. I've never seen it in its purest form win a conference championship. I've seen it, fill up stands and keep guys millionaires because you throw for 5,800 yards every year, but you don't win those games when you need to down the stretch where you got to play big boy football. So I like the fact that even though there's simplicity to the scheme, I think the simplicity of it is built around the run game and a using of tempo to create more. Now, you're going to have program-wide buy-in. You're going to have the right offensive lineman in there. And you're going to have to run some looks, Matt. You're going to have to run some bad, you're going to break down tape, Matt, with some of this tempo stuff. You're like, what are they doing? Because when you forget when you're watching the individual clips on tape, you're going to forget that they're going at light speed and the defenses
they're not 90 plays. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
All right. So here, I got 2 more questions for you, and then we can move on. Number one, being a head coach, how hard is it to admit when you're wrong and relinquish play calling or relinquish, some kind of control? I'm sure that Coach Prime's an alpha, bro. He's been an alpha his whole life. Not only is he a coach, but he's a Hall of Fame player. So I can only imagine how hard it was to make this decision. I feel like the decision with Coach Lewis was a really good hire that did not end up well, and Coach Prime is kind of going back in that well, bringing in an ex-head coach. Is he learning from his mistakes, and how hard is that to do as a head man?
Well, I think there's so many layers to all this because the thing in year 1 and year 2 that you have to take into account that's so different than year 3 is the special talent that he had at quarterback. And that was also happened to be his son, right? And that's just a different deal. And so, I know, I've studied the Sean Lewis system, which is ultimately a spinoff of the Art Briles Baylor system, which is also predicated around running the football in its purest form. Sean Lewis, just look at San Diego State. They want to run the dang rock. and they want to do a tempo. There's a lot of similarities, to be fair, of the go-go offense. Just you get more 20 and 21 personnel looks in the go-go offense, whereas you get more 10 looks and 11 looks with a yo tight end in the Baylor Art Briles system with a lot of split flow zone and zone insert. So I think that it was the right play at the right time. I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what into the demotion and subsequent, I don't know if it was firing of Sean Lewis. I thought that what I saw against TCU in the opening game in 2023 was glorious. It was glorious. It was what you want. And frankly, I kind of, in hindsight's always 2020. I look back at that and I say, man, why did you ever move on from that? You know what I mean? Because it was good, but this past year was tough. There's no doubt about it. Schematically, I didn't feel any true identity. I didn't feel much identity last year outside of Shedeur being otherworldly, with Travis Hunter being otherworldly. And so at least you have gone out and said, okay, we need an identity. And hell or high water, you're going to find that identity with Brennan Marion. What I'm curious to see is just how the marriage ends up going. Not in the first week, not in the first month, not in the first 6 months. I want to see it in damn November. That's what I want to see. November of 2026.
Holy shit!
Because that's when if it's like we all are going to have our fast reactions, right? Good or bad. First 3-4 weeks of the season. Oh man, this is everything. It's the greatest. And we know that there's nothing that this current iteration of CU does more than give everybody the opportunity to jump all the way in and say it's the greatest thing ever, or jump all the way out and say this is absolutely ridiculous. What are we doing?
It is pretty crazy. It is nuts.
So why don't all of us, I know it's hard, why don't all of us exercise a little bit of restraint and let's evaluate how this all looks. We'll say I'll give you the second week of November in 2026.
You want me to exercise restraint until the second week of November? That's got to be tough, dog.
We can react to everything, okay? But the hyperbole of saying this is the greatest or this is the what? There's got to be. It's good. The truth's going to lie somewhere in between.
If they go to Atlanta and win, we're winning the whole fucking thing.
So yeah, it'll be. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see exactly how this thing all plays out, man. I think it's a good hire. It's something I thought was gonna. To be fair, I thought this was happening a year ago.
Oh no shit!
This is what I thought was happening. And I'd actually kind of heard. I'd heard that this was going to happen.
Well, it explains some of their personnel moves in the portal if they thought they were getting this cat.
Does.
Yep. Wow. So let me ask you this, Juju. What would you put the percentages on right now, Ches, that he is on this roster in, we'll say, spring ball?
100%.
What are the percentages he's on this roster going into the first game?
I'm going to say 75 just because I haven't seen him after spring ball.
Yep.
If he's taking to it and they're building around him and everything's productive and they look good, trust that spring is against yourselves. So, of course, you look good. But I would say 175.
What about Jordan Seaton?
I would say 75 to 50.
Okay. That's fair.
Just because I know for a fact, with the business that I'm in, I mean, this, that tampering's legal and people talk. So I know damn straight. Look, we'll put it like this. If you're not calling him, you don't want to win. So now CU has to make sure they keep him because I think he's a loyal cat. I don't think he wants to leave. I think he wants to go to the NFL as a first rounder from CU, playing for Coach Prime the whole time and help him turn this next season around and go win 10 games and see what we can see. So, all right, last question for me.
Yep.
You went to Boise. Boise made the playoff last year. They were undefeated, but they didn't make the playoff. I'm really struggling with two of these games, bro. I'm struggling with Ole Miss Tulane repeat after a 45-10 beatdown with no head coach and no head coach for Tulane because he's leaving and no head coach for JMU because he's leaving even though they are coaching the teams, they're still leaving. And James Madison going to Oregon. You tell me this game's going on in September. I'm picking 52-10 Oregon. Yep. You tell me this game's going on in September, which it did at Ole Miss. It's 45-10. I feel like it's supposed to be the 12 best teams. I understand we're giving out blue ribbons, but holy shit, try and talk me off this ledge. I'm really upset.
Yeah, there's no world that exists that the system should allow for so Tulane undefeated or not?
No, they got 2 losses.
JMU undefeated or not?
No, they got 1 loss.
How many losses did Boise State have a year ago?
None.
0, right? 0.
That's why I was like, well, that makes sense.
Even then I went and covered the game for the Bronco Nation News, the media there in Boise, and about a quarter and a half into it, and I'm seeing Tyler Warren and Abdul Carter and I was like, this is different, man. This is gonna be a hard game. And we're not gonna win. I mean, that's the bottom line. That was about as good of a group of 5 teams we've seen in 5 years, maybe more.
It reminded me of the old school teams that you played on that were undefeated, that would beat the shit out of everybody. The Oklahoma win, and
the difference now is that you're getting stockpiled rosters. I mean, Indiana is a great story and all, but trust me when I say that thing is backed financially better than just about anything And who knows where that money comes from? I know that the head coach has a lot of vowels in his last name, so I don't know. Just I think it might be the familia in the East Coast family. Right.
Gotcha.
So I'm just telling you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's a great story, and you can Google me and all that stuff. It came down to cold hard cash, y'all. That's it. Okay, that's it.
Well, I mean, look at Texas Tech. I need you to pump your brakes a little bit. I know you won the Big 12, but you never even played for it when Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, and Nebraska were in the conference. So I'm proud of you. But again, that oil money went deep.
Excuse me, I was wrong. Boise was not in undefeated. They lost to Oregon, but they
did lose to Oregon.
It was like a 3-point game. It was a good.
But then Oregon was undefeated, so they deserve to be in. I'm not saying Tulane and JMU don't deserve to be in, but if we're going to do this, we got to go to 16, 18, or 20 teams. We have to. And then let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Why are these 4 games that are being played not at the bowl sites, and then the top 4 teams having home games? Why do the top 4 teams have to go play neutral site games, but the home games are the first round? That doesn't shouldn't the first round be the bowl game sites, and then they can go play a home game in Bloomington, a home game in Lubbock, a home game in Columbus, and a home game in Athens? Didn't they earn that?
Yeah, it felt weird last year. Do you remember when you watched Indiana at Notre Dame Stadium?
It was weird.
Yeah,
and you're and the weather's terrible. You're sitting there what are we doing here? I think the idea is that earlier in December, there's a chance that you're not going to have disturbingly bad weather as opposed to, beginning of January. I don't know. I think the whole thing just feels like a mess. And strangely, man, I just miss BCS football, right? If you would have had just who would have been the matchup if this was the bowl championship series?
I think it would have been Indiana, Georgia for the
and I'm cool with that, aren't you?
Personally, I think that's what it's going to end up being anyway.
100%. We're going to end up settling the same score. I mean, everybody last year.
Although I will say this: if I'm Indiana, the neutral site game against either Oklahoma or Alabama, you better strap the fuck up, Bloomington. I mean, I know you just beat Ohio State, but goddamn, that's going to be a tough game.
No, it is, and I don't know, man. Either one of those 2 teams. Even though Indiana probably has one of the best rosters that money can buy, and nobody wants to say that. They want to. I think our guy likes to. It's all kind of all me. But that's straight cash, homie. And so is James Madison.
Hey, so let me look. I look at this Indiana thing very similar to Bill McCartney at CU, and he did it faster. Coach Mack had 4 years where they were terrible, and then all of a sudden it just clicked, and they're winning the national title at CU, for God's sakes.
Yep. Yeah,
Indiana's the number 1 team in the country, bro. How in the Tiffany hell did this happen, Mike Sanford? Just bread? You're telling me it's just cash? Straight cash, homie.
Tell him.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on.
We got Coach Sanford flipping Bill.
That's what it is, brother. Yeah. That's the name of the game, man. And
okay, so is DU really that broke?
It's just about the sourcing, man. Where are you getting your source? Indiana didn't do it. It's not IU as an institution didn't do it.
So
And that's
they
the thing. That's like
they
the
got
thing
deep
that I'll
pockets.
be fully honest. Like one of the things that I expected about Coach Prime was, and this probably has happened to even give CU a chance in this new world. Because I don't think it would have had a chance when I was there in 2022. But like I was like, okay, where's the source of your money? For places like Oregon, it's obvious, right? The source is Phil Knight. The source is Nike, right? Oklahoma State, when they were kind of rolling, it's when T. Boone Pickens was alive, and it was before NIL, but they had cash, and that cash was getting in the right people's hands, right? Alabama's had the, whatever they call it, the Red Elephant Club for 40, 50 years. And there's a reason Alabama has always won national championships, okay? So the
handshakes, dog.
What's that?
$100 handshakes.
Oh,
$1,000 handshakes.
I mean, I learned when I was in the state of Kentucky, I learned about how Kentucky basketball has been doing it for the last 40, 50 years. I mean, it's been going on forever. So it's all about the source of it. And I thought that the source at CU would be all of Prime's sponsor deals, all of his, like that wagon would come and just embrace it all and just fund a football team. And so I don't, does it happen? I think it's happened to a certain extent, but not fully, right?
Charlie Offerdall got an almond deal. That was pretty cool.
That's true,
man.
I like almonds.
Almonds are good.
Cool. Almonds are good. They're good.
Yeah, very good. But
very good.
yeah, man, I just that hasn't happened. And I mean, you could let your mind wander about how in the world did Frank Signetti, he got going, man. He got cash at Indiana, a place that what are they known for and what do they want to win at? They want to win.
They're known for hot chicks and basketball.
No doubt. And a pretty good academic school, man, So yeah, it's just I don't know what to make of it all. I don't know where Indiana got it, but you know what? Somehow, some way they got it. And everybody's going to want to tell you, oh, they just brought their whole team from James Madison. Well, no, they got them at James Madison too somehow, right? So it's all about this. It's all about money, man. Tell me a team it's like BYU. They didn't have as much money as Texas Tech, but guess what? They did have a lot of money, and they invested it, and they paid it. It was very conservative.
All right, so let me ask you this before I let you go, because I know you're busy, man. And you brought this up. Every time I bring up how much money it costs to recruit a 4-star offensive lineman that has SEC and Big Ten offers, people jump my ass like it's their money. Like I'm giving away their $800,000 or some shit. My business is now partnered with the Squire Sports Group, Clay Barnett, Chad Brown, me, a couple other folks. So we're representing a ton of players now, a bunch of my guys, Davis Moon and Nick McChesney and Roper and all these other cats. Deacon and Brett got good money to go to the SEC and the Big Ten. Cannon got good money to go to the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? Like your left tackle. Can you explain to people that this is what it takes in order to be successful in the market now?
Yeah. I mean, what you're talking about is, legitimately like bona fide projected starting offensive linemen, Power 2 programs. And Power 2 is Big Ten. I hate to say it, Big Ten and SEC.
That's what it is.
You're looking just for linemen. I'd say the buy-in price in a competitive market where the kids are actually fairly educated, probably $200,000.
Yep.
And you're going.
And it can go all the way to $1.5 million.
Yep, $1.5 million is the Jordan Seaton, I guess like name, right? That kind of caliber of name would probably be so 200 to 1.5, and I think quarterbacks are, to be like if you're a legitimate guy, and that's the hardest thing is that everybody's kind of sick and tired of paying for an unknown high school guy. So now it's all about you have a year or 2 years of real tape at any level of the college level. I'd say a legitimate starter starts at 5.
Yep.
And probably goes upwards to 4. And I've heard who's the one that I just heard is getting 4. Gosh, it was the kid at Sorsby at
Cincinnati.
I heard Sorsby's been offered.
If he's getting 4, Levitt's going to get 5.
Yep. That's what I had heard. Sorsby's getting 4. So.
Wow.
Well, look, this is the state of the business. It's one of the reasons at 6-0 we treat everything so professionally. It's one of the reasons at Valor you guys are so professional. It's one of the reasons at Creek They're so professional. At Vista, they're so professional. Some people just do it different, brother, and you're one of them. Mike Sanford, every day you can hear him from 10 to noon on 92.5. And where else, bro? You're covering Boise State also?
Yeah, Bronco Nation News. I mean, Boise State just terrible season, man. Just ended up with another Mountain West championship in the third row. So just kind of doing what we do. It's just
what is that on your shirt? Is that the moose?
What's that?
Is that the moose on your shirt? It is. It's a Griswold. It's the Griswold moose. He hit the fucking moose.
You serious?
I love it. All right, Mike. We love you, bro. Keep it up.
Brother.
Keep doing the good work, and we'll be in touch soon, brother.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.
That's Coach Sanford, Mike Sanford Jr. joining the show, straight out of Valor Christian High School head coach over there. Matt, always good having Coach Sanford join the show. Man, he's bringing the juice today, dropping dollar bills, all kinds of stuff. But, man, that was a good interview. He dropped a lot of different tidbits. Sorby's getting some cheese now.
$4 million, bro. Like, look. Woo! Let me just be blunt, okay? If you are a good player, especially in Colorado, and you have the potential to change I just sit back and go, I wonder what I've been worth. And then I look at my kid and go, I'm about to find out. Because he's a fucking carbon copy. He's mean as fuck. He's big. I can't get him to stop working. He's a leader. And I just have a feeling that shit's about to fucking explode for that kid. If you're any good, like I just signed up Caleb Camping, 6'5", 220-pound junior tight end. Got a couple offers. Will be power 4, probably power 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, we just signed up this big kid from Sheffield. Monster. 6'5", 270, long, tight hips. First day, killed it, didn't quit. He's a 28. Moon's a 28. Nick's a 28. West is a 30. He's 6'7", 300 pounds, the fucking freak. Fucking Rocky Flats. Waylon Day's 6'5", 300. He's going to be a sophomore. There's so many kids in the state. They're all going to get paid by somebody. I would love for their check to say University of Colorado. Yeah. And not only do you have assets and allies in Valor and Creek and all over the state, but you got it at 6-0. Now you got it through the sports agency too. Because Clay Barnett runs it, who happens to be, Gary's son. So it's a perfect combination, bro. It just doesn't make sense why this wouldn't work. It is my plan to run a business. You are correct, psychopath in the comments.
Okay, just fuck with you. Come on. It's hilarious. I read that and I crack up. Like,
you should do everything for free. That's what your plan all the whole time. You are correct in assuming that it was my plan to open a facility, take the fuck
you're
over,
every show,
and
good
represent
Lord.
the players, and then get paid because they are getting paid. Yes, you are correct. That is the plan. And guess what? Business is a booming, motherfucker. So maybe you should sit down and go over a checklist of your plan because, first of all, we should take all these bricks that you keep throwing in the comments because you are adamant, but you just keep missing. And we can build a shelter for the homeless so your mother can move out of my fucking basement. All right? That's what we can do. All right? It's like a fucking Masons convention around here with you and your bricks. So just keep it up, dog. Like me having a plan is a bad thing. You not having a plan is why you live in the basement, troll.
I don't know why Prime didn't make Byron Leftwich the OC. From what I understood, Leftwich got sick or something or had some family issues, and he was at Colorado for very long.
Yeah, and I don't want any more professional coaches.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Marion.
I
think
run
with that. That's a home run hire. Run with that.
This guy wants me to hire him. What do you want me to hire you for? Like goo collector? This isn't a Pornhub site. You're gonna goo collect for me?
Jesus Christ.
We don't do that.
I don't know who this fucking idiot is in the chat.
We don't goo collect at the gym though, so I don't know exactly what he wants me to hire him for.
Fuck. If you guys are watching, go ahead and pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon
Everything's
family.
gonna be in capitals all the time, bro. I'm gonna be so confused. I don't know what's like important and what's not.
Before we get taken off YouTube, Monday Night Football, Matt. Eagles, Chargers, Inglewood, who you got tonight? Chargers are 2.5-point dogs at home. And give me the Chargers at home.
You're taking the Chargers?
Yeah, brought to you by FanDuel. Chargers.
Fuck them Chargers. The Chargers are about the Charger, dog.
We do this every time, man.
Yeah,
we
fuck
do
them.
Every
the
time.
Chargers, they will eventually charge her, I promise. I'm taking Philly on the
14.
road. Fuck them Chargers.
So Matt's got Philly. I got Chargers. It's a 2.5-point spread.
Philly's lost 2 in a row. They ain't losing 3 in a row, dog.
Son tells me they lose 3 in a row. AJ Brown, is he going to be reading the book on the sideline or get pissed off at Jalen Hurts? I can see it, Matt. Personally, I'm really excited for this. I think the Chargers run the football and get under Eagles' nose, piss them off a little bit. Give me the Chargers at home. But
hey, you want to know what was really stupid? The Bronco game when the fucking ref decided that the spread was 8.5, and then he decided to fucking call a phantom penalty. So anybody that took plus 8.5 got fucked. You know who took plus 8.5? This guy. So I got up right when the fucking bell rung and went to the bathroom, winning the bet, and I was super pumped because I had Harvey scoring, the Broncos winning, and plus 8.5, which on a $100 bet was like plus 750 or some shit. So that was a nice little $850 game. And I walked in to take a piss, and after I walked out, we fucking lost. And I understand why Portnoy's so pissed off. And it's in Vegas.
Too.
Which mafia member fucking okayed this goddamn fuck job? Which one of you fucking which consigliere fucking okayed this one? How many holes you dug in the desert to make up for this fuck job? Bro, and then a meaningless fucking field goal to win by 7, you pieces of shit. Fuck this. Bro. Oh my God. If I didn't love gambling so much, I'd never gamble again. But it's fun. So it makes the game way more interesting, and I don't fall asleep the majority of the time. But this kind of shit right here is why I think everything's corrupt as fuck. Tell me that wasn't corrupt as fuck. That was
I'm not arguing. No.
entire season.
That's some
that
horse
was worse than the Leopards
were up. Dude, this is what I don't understand. I thought it was some horseshit. I thought the Broncos had to steal for like terrible. I don't get it, bro.
Anybody else get fucked by this? Because I got totally fucked.
I was done betting the Raiders after like week 3. I learned my lesson after week 3 or 4. They got absolutely.
I just don't get it. Why this game? Why is this the game they choose to fuck everyone on? A delay of game for laying on the player. You're up by 10.
That was stupid.
What are you talking about? He didn't lay on him. Fuck me. Just, you know what, NFL, you're lucky that your fucking product is untouchable because it really sucks sometimes.
I agree. Over under is 41 right now. 41.5 tonight's game, Matt. What you got? Over under? I think under. I think it's gonna be like 10 to or 17 to 13, maybe.
I'll go over just because I just want to see points at this point. I just want to be entertained. I'm so goddamn angry at football right now. I just want to be entertained by it. Although the Chiefs suck, so that's cool.
Yeah, the Texans' defense is nasty. They might have the worst. Have you seen their offensive line, Matt? The Texans?
Oh, they're terrible. The Chiefs' offensive line is worse, but they're pretty bad.
Chiefs' offensive line is injuries and worse, and they got
and that kid blew his fucking knee out on the first play last night too. That sucks.
That sucked. That was sad.
Shitty break.
The kid came in from Washington State.
I agree. This is a nice T-shirt. Does everybody know who these people? Let me ask to finish the day. Just because because you fucked me at the beginning of the show and I'm fucking you at the end. Okay. Who are these 3 people, Bailey?
That's Pac. I don't know the cat on the left, and the cat on the right. I want to say I'm not. I don't know the cat on the right either. I'm too young.
Wow.
Get mad at me.
I feel like such a failure.
You want to fill me in, man?
It's Chris Farley, Tupac, and Kurt Cobain.
I was gonna say Kurt Cobain because that's what I recognize, but I didn't want to be wrong there. Matt. Again, I'm a youngin. You can roast me. I'll take it. Matt, you can take it. I'll take it, bro.
It's okay, man. Shit happens. You know, fuck it. I didn't know who fucking like. I guess I did.
There's no comparing this. There's no comparing this. I'll take it on the chin. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Now I just feel like a dick for putting you on blast. Fuck.
I'll take it on the chin. It's cool. I don't know. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, we will be. Sean King's on tomorrow to argue with me. Why the fuck Tulane is in the playoff?
Yeah, so we're gonna argue. Me and Sean got a beef for the pick with you. I've already talked to.
Let's have a fucking rematch of Old Miss and Tulane in the playoffs. That's gonna be a great game. Fuck out of here with this.
Super Bowl champion, Tulane legend, quarterback.
He's gonna be mad as fucking me too, because I'm talking shit right now.
Yeah, no, he's not
Matt wrong.
No. Quarterback, Tulane, 1998 undefeated team. And
I'm gonna get my own stogie and fucking burn it while he's burning his. I'll burn mine more than you burn yours, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah, he'll probably be.
I will say this: I would definitely want them to win. If Tulane could pull off a win over the Confederates, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yes, I want the Confederates to lose every time, Bailey. Yes. If you root for Ole Miss, we need to sit down and talk. That there may be a little Adolf in your blood. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Before we get thrown off of YouTube, go ahead and pound the like button.
Yeah, I didn't fuck that name up. I'm just saying somebody did.
You're right.
Adolf's mom really fucked that name up.
Holy moly.
No one can use that name anymore. You fucked up a hairstyle. You fucked up a name. You fucked up an entire goddamn country's history just being a dick. Because you don't like matzo balls, you fucking asshole.
Okay, so I'd like to,
matzo balls are good, man. Put cheese on that shit. Sure, of course.
I'd like to thank them for watching, and I'd like to thank them if something happens, and we're not here tomorrow.
We're the best show of the last show,
and we're off for a week. You know why? But no, I'm playing. We'll be back tomorrow with Super Bowl champion Tulane legend Sean King.
Come on down here to Ole Miss and play for the Rebels. What does that stand for? Well, it means Confederate, but we don't want to say that out loud.
I can't wait to discuss college football playoffs with the Super Bowl champion Sean King and argue with Matt about Group of Five and the playoff, etc.
Young Dolph's name is Adolf. He's a black dude, though, bro. He can get away with that.
That is true.
Yeah, but black dudes can have the coolest fucking names
or
the weirdest names. Get away with it.
That. I ain't true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my favorite actor ever is Ving Rhames.
Before you got deeper into that tangent, Matt, I was just
awesome fucking name.
Ving
Rhames.
Holy moly. Best show.
Have you ever seen what's the name of the fucking movie?
No, I haven't. No.
With Tyrese Gibson. What's that fucking movie called where he puts him in a fucking headlock and he's talking to little Jody and kisses him on the cheek?
No, I don't know what movie
you're say, little Jody. What you got to say, Jody?
I don't know what movie you're fucking talking about. Best show of the last show.
Boy, that's it. Come here. Slap him in the back of the fucking head. If we was in the pen, I'd make you my bitch.
We're gonna be back tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow with Sean King.
Sean King, I want to know. I want to know why you think Tulane should be in. Fuck God, I hope they win.
Matt, we might even have some Mina Kimes to talk about tomorrow.
I don't want to talk about that chick, dog.
I know that she said that Dylan Gabriel looked better than Shedeur about a month ago.
Dylan Gabriel is half a butt puppet.
Well, now we have to talk about her. So
Shedeur went for 350.
Exactly, and a rushing touchdown.
Did you see him run up to Simmons after the last touchdown?
As we get out of here, I'll show this. You see, I don't know if anybody caught this.
Cocky fuck, dude. I love him, man.
Shedeur
I love that everyone hates him so much.
In the corner here, right? And then
he runs all the way around. He's like, "Where is he? Where are you? Three technique that's been killing me all day. Watch, take that, bitch."
What? In his face. Hey, watch. He does. It turns around, does it again. I'm like, hell yeah, sure.
God damn it! Why can't he just play for CU forever so we can win some fucking games? He covered up so much shitty coaching and bad play clock and like no run game, and him and Travis were just out there like, "Here, hold my nuts real quick while I dip them in gold." Yep. And now we got Salter. Although Juju's going to take us to the promised land with this go-go, bro. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
I agree. I think Juju's going to be a good fit in the go-go. I hear Coach Sanford's concerns, but the more I watch Juju, I'm like, I can see it. I think there are times where I watch UNLV and I was like, What's up?
Let's be real. We'll end it on this. If they bring Seaton back and they bring Johnson back and they got Juju back and Atkins back and Zane contributes, there's 2 really big aggressive tight ends. And they can figure out a way to keep Davis Swain and Merritt and McPherson, Slaughter and Byard. And then some guy named Goldberg becomes like the best middle linebacker in football. Remember the
Goldberg's son. That's right. Gage
Goldberg. He's been there for 2 years waiting his turn.
Let's
go 5'5". I'm ready to see you spear somebody's fucking life out of their body.
Yep.
I think that this team could be pretty goddamn good. So the optimist in me is reigning through right now, and I really hope that things change and we can move forward and kind of, come together and figure it out. So
I'll leave it at this with the go-go. I watched UNLV with Hodge, Malik Williams, and Matthew Sluka, and the one takeaway I said the whole season was if they had a better passer, they would be better. I mean, because I'm like, I think Juju is athletic enough to run that offense and have success in it. Because I think Juju has, obviously he's elite in passing. People are questioning his athleticism. I think he can more than fit into that offense personally. So I'm excited for the future of Brennan Marion as OC. 0 to 60 premier show, Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We'll be back tomorrow. Sean King, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain. Matt, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I do have a closing thought because you thought you could get away with the entire show without talking about the fight song.
Oh, shoot. Fuck. I was going to ask Coach. That was my question for Coach Sanford. You were running.
Okay, so
cool.
So I just want everybody to see what the fight song doesn't mean to the team who's lost more games in college football than anybody in history. But look at a team who just came in that's full of transfer portal guys and a coach. And then what's ironic about this whole situation is my brother Joel Klatt standing there going in the back. I know what he's thinking in the back of his fucking head right now. He's thinking, this is pretty incredible. My school doesn't sing this song anymore, and no one gives a shit. But it sure seemed we've had how many fucking examples now we put up of other programs still honoring the tradition. Indiana doesn't even have any motherfucking tradition, and they're still singing the song, and the whole stadium is filled with Indiana people singing it. Just listen to this, and the guy walks up and goes, I guess our Heisman needs to sing that damn song. It must mean something to them. Fuck.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's something to think about. We'll leave it at. If you guys are watching, go ahead and pound the like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family here at 0 to 60, the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We will be back tomorrow.
Sorry for being angry.
We like you. We like the anger. We like the passion, Matt. That's what makes 0 to 60 the premier show for Colorado Buffaloes football coverage. We will be back tomorrow with Super Bowl champion Sean King at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Enjoy your Monday, folks, and enjoy tonight's Monday Night Football, Eagles-Chargers. I got Chargers, and Matt has got the Eagles. It's going to be a hell of a game, but we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Go Tulane. Let's go. Woo, woo!